Okay, come on, come on. Baby, watch out, want me. Okay. Okay, good. Let's go. Okay. Hello, Jenny. What's up? What's up? Good evening. Welcome to the stream. How y'all doing? Oh, shoot. Let's see. Free Palestine. Iran has proven they are not afraid of the United States. Because there's like a clip that caught my attention. To the United States.
Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei said in his televised address this morning that the U.S. should know Iran.
No, this was like 5 months ago. The Iran leader message to the United leader. Message. Shame on killers of 168 school children in Iran. Yes. Yeah, but that was like a mistake of strike. Hamag Susari. That was just I would call it a mistake of identity. The U.S. tried to bomb Iran's navy and their military, but they ended up bombing 168 school children. Hamad Kusari. You know what? I can just go to Myron General. Yeah. So let's see.
All right. You know what?
Let's see. No, not here. Iran bold threat to the United States. My name is William Mancat, Salivi Farmer.
President Trump has now.
So here, so this is, who are you? I am a no one civilly farmer. I'm just William Manket. That's who I am. Just a random individual on the internet. Okay, so here.
Ruled out boots on the ground in Iran. Are you afraid of a U.S. invasion in your country?
No, we are waiting for them.
You are waiting for the U.S. military to
That would
invade
be
the
a
ground
nightmare
troops?
scenario,
Yes, because we are confident that we can confront them, and that will be a big disaster for them.
Just basic warfare strategy, guys. Whenever you're the invading country, you're at an enormous disadvantage versus defending.
President.
So Iran said they're waiting for them. And then, how many US soldier Iran killed? So, and then also, ever since that war began, Iran killed 18 US service members. So March 1st, 6 soldiers from an Iowa-based logistic unit were killed. Near 500. Okay, so you're talking about U.S. Service members. Is it what you're saying, Hamad Kusari? So March 1st, 6 soldiers from the Iowa-based logistic unit were killed. Kuwait drone attack. Saudi Arabia attack. 1 soldier died from injuries sustained during a concurrent attack in Prince Sultan Air Base. 6 crew members died when the KC-135 refueling aircraft. Okay, so. Okay, thank you, Salivi Farmer. I mean, yeah, Trump is a liar. I actually do not disagree with you on that. Yeah, yeah. And the reason why, and there has been report, the reason why Trump stopped his attack on Iran is because the United States are running out of missiles. So that's why his attack has been paused.
There's other reports that Trump is exasperated by this whole.
So here.
War. He's upset, he's frustrated that he actually exploded. President Donald Trump has grown increasingly exasperated as the war in Iran stretches into its 6th month, with NBC News reporting exclusively on Wednesday that the president recently erupted at top national security officials amid deep divisions inside his administration over how to proceed. Trump exploded during a meeting with top national security officials last week over lack of progress in Iran, yelling explicitives, according to NBC News. The report says administration officials remain divided over whether the priority should be stopping Iran's nuclear, and this to be a long, maybe had figured it out by this point.
No, this is the wrong one. My bad. This is the wrong. It's the wrong one. Hold up. I got the wrong clip.
So how is this even possible? So how is Are you still on the fence? Malala are located in Moroccan territory and remain.
No, I can't really find the clip. I don't know why. I can't really find the clip. Okay, you know what? Doesn't matter. There's another way. United States are out of missiles. That's just out of missiles. So this should be easy. Okay, good. I found the clip now.
So how is this even possible?
So this is the correct clip. So the reason why Trump stopped this attack is because they're out of missiles.
The U.S. has used virtually all of its long-range precision missiles during its 5-month war with Iran. Much of the 5 months, we've been in a ceasefire. We've been in negotiation. So really effectively, we've run out in about 3 months' time. Prior to February 27th, you could see there in the gray, that was the gray bar, showing that we had Patriot missiles, about 2,300 Patriot missiles. And then at the ceasefire on April 8th, we had 1,000 left. So we wasted over half of the inventory between February 27th and April 8th. We're looking at 6 weeks. We depleted half. It takes years to rebuild these. And the fastest way to collapse an empire is to send that empire off to endless wars that the empire cannot sustain. And now we are at the brink of potentially being able to collapse. I mean, you've had a lot of different empires over the years, really strong empires lose because of military adventurism. The Roman Empire, Spanish Empire, the French First Empire, the British Empire, the German Empire, the Nazi Germany Empire, the Empire of Japan, the Soviet Union, the Ottoman Empire. The list goes on. Empire on the brink of not being missiles.
Okay, so the point is they're out of missiles. That's why he kind of stopped his strike. Okay. My goodness, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Okay, let's see. So Justin, there's an account user that goes by Justin. He tweeted, socialist Michigan candidate Abdul El-Sayed confirmed the middle class will see their taxes go up in order to pass Medicare for all. More proof that socialism is a scam, that elites get richer and the poor gets poorer. Socialism does not work because you need more entrepreneurs and you need more real estate investors. I talked about this like a few days ago. You need more entrepreneurs and more real estate investors because entrepreneurs, real estate investors, they take more risk because they're the ones that create businesses and the businesses employ people. So that's why they need a tax break. And you cannot be for Medicare for all and be for open border because are you going to have illegal immigrant potentially steal U.S. citizen healthcare insurance? Or you're going to have a legal immigrant steal U.S. citizens' jobs. So, or are you going to have potential felons voting in primary or elections? So here,
Very clear you're describing this trade-off. You are effectively acknowledging that people making less than $1 million could see their taxes go up. I just want to be very clear. Is that a yes?
I'm saying that we'd be paying for healthcare in a different way. Instead of paying a health insurance company whose CEO makes $20 million, I would much rather pay for durable healthcare into a government, which, of course, we all know provides healthcare for seniors who need healthcare the most. So if I'm trading paying a CEO to make more money or paying government to guarantee me healthcare, I'm picking the latter every time.
Very clear you're describing this.
Okay, so this is it. Just testing something. Okay, there was also been report that Candace Owens has agreed to. Okay, good night, Hamad Kusari. There also been report that Candace Owens has agreed to a debate with Andrew Wilson, and I think people like Andrew Wilson and just people in general should treat Candace Owens as a troll, pretend she wants to do something when she doesn't want to do something. She pretends she wants to debate Andrew Wilson when she doesn't want to actually debate him. Can y'all hear me? But man. Test something. Okay, good. Never mind, I can check my own audio to see if it's good. Okay. Okay. My audience will always be lame and trash, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'm not doing that as an insult, but I'm just saying something that is factually true. Because I'm the one that do all the heavy lifting. Like on my stream that I do 3 hours, 50 minutes, or an hour, I make it look so easy for y'all. Because I do all the timestamp. Now the average view duration has increased. I am almost at 1,000 average view duration. If I can get to like what 300,000 average view duration, I can create multiple accounts and subscribe to myself if I want to. I don't really need your subscription. Okay. Man, Candace Fatigue syndrome. I don't have Candace Owens derangement syndrome. I have Candace Owens fatigue syndrome because she makes headline after headline. Okay, so Brenzy Zajozny tweeted, Candace Owens has built an elaborate conspiracy theory about who killed Charlie Kirk. Her crackerjack sources include her kombucha, you know what, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, so Heart of the Wolf. This expose on Avobasphere Candace Owens and her network of conspiracy theorists is worth the watch. Yes, it's from a left-wing news outlet, so take from some of it with a grain of salt. So here. This is 46 minutes. I'm only going to play like a snippet of it, so here.
Is a Zapruder film. 26 seconds, 486 frames, silent and in color. A home movie taken by a dressmaker named Abraham Zapruder on November 22nd, 1963. It captured the assassination of a president. This film wasn't shown on television until 12 years after its recording.
For 2 years, he, like most Americans, believed in the official version, the Warren Commission version of what happened, but the day he first saw that 8mm Zapruder film, that amateur film that was made, that was the day he stopped believing.
It triggered our most popular and enduring political conspiracy theory, that Kennedy wasn't killed by a lone gunman, but by a cast of conspirators, foreign and domestic, hiding behind a patsy. Fast forward more than 50 years to another assassination, this time of a Republican activist who dominated new media, arguably swayed elections, and wielded huge influence over Trump's cabinet picks. A 31-year-old who many on the right hoped would someday be president. This assassination was captured by scores of cameras from as many different angles and broadcast immediately to millions on smartphones. The Zapruder film, a grainy home video, had the power to make many Americans believe their government had orchestrated the assassination of John F. Kennedy. The videos of the killing of Charlie Kirk, live and at the speed of social media, could have even more power to splinter a political movement and maybe shatter what's left of a shared reality. Whatever you think of Charlie Kirk, campus crusader, MAGA kingmaker, hate monger, he was one of a kind. A teenager who talked his way into the conservative movement and by 31 was a major voice in picking President Trump's second running mate and current vice president.
J.D. Vance is the best for a lot of different reasons.
He was a media giant with millions of followers and billions of views.
This video that you're about to see, 1 billion people saw. Who knows what it means for the election and for the civilization.
I'm Brandy Zadrozny, a senior reporter at...
Okay, you know what? I'll see something.
Yes, now, and I've... Stop.
For in some stories, she's very smart, a relatively fair person, but she still has that, pepper in her insults.
Like who? Like Candace Owens?
Exactly. The world of video games.
CNN may tell you is not a
explanation. It was a jab at Kennedy's father, who as ambassador to Great Britain before World War II, had supported an appeasement policy with Hitler.
Has Exhibit 405 ever contained a gun or weapon of any sort?
Whatever. This is like 46 minutes long, so it's whatever. But what I will say, my audience will always be awful. Y'all will always be awful. And honestly, y'all are actually smart by not subscribing. Why do I say that? Because I'm never getting monetized on YouTube. Even though subscribe button does not matter to me, what I've been able to accomplish has been great because I went from 9 subs to like 250 to 297 subs. And I did it all by myself, without anybody's help. Okay. So my audience is kind of trash to some extent. But me, I'm not trash. I'm not lame. And my content is not lame. I'm goated, in my opinion. Okay. Okay, you know what? Whatever. I'm just ranting. Okay, I'm just going to do is, and also, what is so impressive is I was able to grow my channel from 9 to over 200 without asking any of you to subscribe and without putting my chat on my live, without putting my live stream on subscribers only mode. My chat is open to anyone. And I still was able to grow on YouTube all by myself. Without making the YouTube Partner Program. Or without ever making, and I don't think I will ever make to the YouTube Partner Program. Because I treat YouTube as a joke. YouTube is a joke. And I even brag about creating multiple accounts and subscribe to myself. Okay, so let's just get back to the news. Okay, so outspoken Samantha tweeted, Sophie Cunningham took an harm to the face by you know what, I don't really care about women NBA. So forget about this tweet. Okay, so this is a good one. So clerpatriot tweeted, Candace Owens is filing a police report on me and 91 others for being in a group chat that talks about her. No threats, no doxing, a group chat. Meanwhile, an article just dropped calling her a useful idiot for foreign intelligence network pushing Charlie Kirk conspiracy theories. And somehow the real crime is 92 people talking about her in a private chat. Do it, Candace. Call the cops. I want them to read every single message. This is not going to end the way she thinks. So here.
Candace Owens just said she's going to call the cops on me. And you're not going to believe why. All of this is a deflection. Candace Owens is trying to make it out to be a crime for people to start group chats if those group chats don't like her. The problem is a huge article just dropped about you, Candy, and there's some serious allegations coming your way. And if those allegations end up being true, you might be in some legal trouble. So personally, I think you threatening to call the cops on the Protecting Miss Kirk group chat from X is all a deflection. But first, I'm going to read you what she said, and then I'm going to tell you what the allegations are against Miss Owens here. Candace Owens says, okay, now that I've learned that it is a Jewish woman, Clarissa Goldenberg, who is the admin of the chat of 92 people who are sharing information about me and my family, I'm actually going to file a police report. And her reasoning is, last year, she had a would-be Jewish terrorist threaten her life. Do it, Candace, please. Please call the cops on us. I would love for the cops to look at all of our messages. First off. Second, what are you going to say to them? Are you going to say that you need to file a report because a Jewish person started a group chat about you? They're going to laugh in your face. What I find interesting is an article just was released about you saying that you may be at the center of a bitter intelligence dispute following your sustained questioning of the Charlie Kirk investigation in Utah. According to a source familiar with foreign intelligence operations, hostile actors regularly funnel questionable material through anonymous tip lines. They reportedly rely on trusted online personalities to amplify these threads to massive audiences primed to distrust official narratives. The intelligence source did not mince words and how these networks allegedly view the prominent conservative creator. They view her as a useful idiot. I think that is actually the most accurate thing I have ever read about Candace Owens. But yes, girl, please call the cops on us. I would love, they can come and question me all they want. And I think this will not work out in your favor.
Whatever. Okay.
Candace Owens just said she's going to call the cops on.
Okay. Oh, you. Okay, so Myron Gaines from the Fresh and Fit podcast tweeted, "I have a code, stand by your friends when ish gets real, not when everything is good. The Tate brothers have been held for several weeks in inhumane incarceration despite not committing any crimes in the U.S. That ends now. On August 13 at 11 a.m. in Miami, Florida, Fresh and Fit will be leading a massive peaceful protest outside the courthouse demanding the Tates to be released on bond. While we rally outside at 1 p.m., Joe McBride will be inside the courtroom litigating for their release on bond. U.S. citizens who haven't committed a crime in the United States should not be locked in the SHU 23 hours a day after extradition request for a corrupt British government. Under Bell versus Wolfish, pretrial and extradition detainees cannot be punished. Prolonged solidarity that isn't tied to a legitimate security need to be unconstitutional. They need to be out on bond so they can properly mount a defense. If the Tate or I ever helped you through a dark period, now it's our duty to repay the favor." Okay, Myron makes a good point about if you did not commit any crime in the United States, you should not be put in jail. But it is the UK that wants Andrew Tate and the Tate brothers for their crimes. And the United States and the UK have an extradition process. So we will see on August 13th. And I've already talked about this. The extradition process would take time and even years. I talked about this before. It will take time and years. In August 13th, they're either going to be out on bond waiting for the extradition process, or they're going to be in jail waiting for the extradition process. Waiting to be extradited back to the UK. So it will take years. So it doesn't matter whether the Tate will be in jail or out of bond. It will take time for them to be extradited. And then maybe years down the line, the UK judge might forget about it. They might just ban the Tate from going to the UK. Who knows? And then they might get away with the human trafficking crime. Okay. Ugh. So let's play the clip. So here, so it's like a minute and 16. It is a minute and 60-second long. So here.
I don't think you can fear death because you're dead then.
The United Kingdom is working very hard to politically kidnap them, get them to the United Kingdom so they can stick them in an English cell and make sure they never have their day in court here.
The Matrix has attacked me.
They're afraid about what's going to happen.
The Tates are innocent. You guys know that. It's all a bunch of fucking bullshit.
I stood for evidence. And they will be somehow, in the end, things work out fair.
August 13th, 11 a.m., we will be out there. I'll be out there with the fucking megaphone. We're going to make sure that we get justice for the bros, and hopefully we get a favorable outcome to the hearings.
Come out and exercise your First Amendment right to protest injustice. August 13th, stand with the brothers in front of the court.
No one's doing it because they're scared. We're putting our faces on it because obviously we know the Tates, and it is some BS.
Okay, mass protest. Okay, a mass protest. But they're either going to be in jail or they're going to be out on bond, waiting to be extradited. Or the Trump administration might block the extradition process because they secretly like human trafficking. We don't know. Okay. Patrick Bet David tweeted 2 hours ago, people forget how great Scottie Pippen was. Scottie Pippen was carried by Jordan. I mean, if you look at their career average, Scottie Pippen averaged like 16, Jordan averaged like 30. And that flu game, Jordan had like 38. And then in game 6 of the 1998 finals, Scottie Pippen had a bad back, but Michael Jordan scored 45 and then led them to victory. I also don't think Jerry Krause should have broken up the Chicago Bulls. Even though they were old and they were injured, they were like injury prone, they three-peated. He should have kept going until they lose the championship. The Chicago Bulls were the 3-time reigning defending NBA champion. Jerry Krause should have kept going until they lose, as opposed to breaking it up. So here.
Would you put yourself ahead of LeBron? As a team standpoint. Would you put yourself ahead of LeBron as a team standpoint?
My success as a team is more successful than LeBron. I got 6 rings.
Okay, so then if I talk to an NBA owner, by the way, this is very helpful because realize this is very helpful because for me as a fan, I've followed this. So if I speak from an NBA standpoint, owner, and I want to find an all-around player to be my number one, you think the average owner is going to pick you or LeBron?
I don't know.
To be honest, I would probably pick LeBron over Scottie Pippen. That's just me. I would pick LeBron. Like in their prime, I would take LeBron over Scottie Pippen.
Got it. Okay. So that.
You want individual accolades or you want championships? Because I didn't chase mine.
I'm not sure he did not chase his. Even though he was second fiddle to Michael Jordan, he did not chase his.
Okay.
I'll
Would you
look
put
at
yourself ahead of LeBron?
the teams there.
Okay, so just move on. So, okay, the cold-blooded Christian can't. He asked the question, Candace Owens Christian, 0.0% not at all. Candace Owens bully, 1,000 biggest internet bully of all time. Okay, so here.
Those text messages. So I asked him, I'm actually surprised Tyler Robinson's lawyer hasn't reached out to me. What's going on here? And by the way, still nobody, not even on Tyler Robinson's defense team, you would think I would be like number one they'd reach out to. They'd be like, her inbox, the tips, I've got the names, the people who said this person lied, and here's where it was. No, they're not interested. Wake up, Tyler Robinson's defense team. I know it's a lot going on. If you're Tyler Robinson's defense, you may want to get that text message. Anybody, you should be subpoenaing those text messages. So I asked him, did Tyler Robinson's defense lawyer reach out to you? No. You are telling me that he hasn't been like automatically subpoenaed into the court case? Why wouldn't I testify for the defense? I'm actually.
Okay. You know what? I actually want to play Do This, Shut It Down. I like Do This, Shut It Down.
Do the shut it down.
Whatever. That's easy. That's on Judge Marie. Me, I know soccer. I know my history.
Cannot convince me otherwise. I'm done playing. You want a theocracy? Then go somewhere that has a theocratic government. You know who's got a theocratic government? Most of those countries in the Middle East. Iran, Saudi Arabia, Yemen. Go there. That's what you want. You want religious rule. You know, you want your religious rule. Well, fuck you. You go form your own. You can read what he has here.
Okay, so this is Powell Junior tweet. He tweeted 3 hours ago. He said voting for a Muslim makes you a traitor. Here's my response. If you vote for a Muslim for elected office in the country, you are a traitor. You cannot convince me otherwise. I'm done playing nice, so I'll play the clip for here.
If you vote for a Muslim for elected office in this country, you are a traitor. You cannot convince me otherwise. I'm done playing nice. This is a guy that doesn't even understand that there are Muslims in the Republican Party that are in elected office or in high-profile positions. I mean, there's a Muslim member of Congress right now from Arizona who's a Republican. He's also a military veteran. And while I understand nobody voted for Dr. Oz to run Medicare and Medicaid, Dr. Oz is a Muslim as well. See, once again, I talk about how I have a disdain for all religions. That's Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, right? And it makes it sound like I'm out here defending Islam, but I'm not. I'm defending individual Muslims and their right to hold elected office in this country. And if you don't understand that that is something that A, can happen, and B, can or cannot be a good thing, depending on how the person votes in that position that they're in, then you don't understand this country. You don't understand the Constitution, and you sure as hell don't respect what's in it. We have a freedom of religion in this country, which means you get to practice your religion, I get to practice no religion, they get to practice their religion. And there have been people from various faiths that have held elected office over the years. Back in the day, in Kennedy's day, people had a problem with Catholics holding elected office. Same shit, different century, different decade. You don't have a respect for the Constitution. You want a theocracy. Then go somewhere that has a theocratic government. You know who's got a theocratic government? Most of those countries in the Middle East. Iran, Saudi Arabia, Yemen. Go there. That's what you want. You want religious rule. Oh, no, you want your religious rule. Well, fuck you. You go form your own country if that's what you want. That's not what we do here. You get to be a Christian, they get to be a Muslim, they get to be Jews, I get to be atheist. That's how it works. And what does it mean that you're done playing nice? The fuck are you gonna do? You're gonna call me a traitor online? The fuck do I care? Or is this more tough guy talk out of these fucking jamokes? I'm done playing nice. All right? What now? Muslims have been elected to office on the Republican side and the Democratic side. More Muslims are going to be elected to office, more than you care for. You're done playing nice? What are you going to do about it? What the fuck are you going to do?
I mean, yeah, he makes a good point. He makes a good point. But about the Jew part, you don't choose to be a Jew. Being a Jew is an ethnicity. It's not a religion, it is an ethnicity. It is a religion by choice, but it is also an ethnicity. But I do agree with his, I agree with Tom Powell Junior's point. Okay. So Tinashe Peter, catchphrase is, I've got time today. Me, I always got time. I got time to do timestamps for my videos. It only takes me like, what, 50 minutes, 40 minutes? 50 minutes to an hour to do my live stream timestamp. Okay. I always find time. Ah. Okay, so let's see what else. My audience is awful and will forever be awful. But it doesn't really matter. You can just watch the recording. Because I got time. Doing the timestamps takes me like 50 minutes to an hour to do them. Okay, so size stuff said this is absurd. The censorship has become worse than the competition. Wasn't Grok supposed to be more laid back? It's exact opposite. You filter everything possible, and if anything does get through, the images are much of lower quality realism. Okay.
So for you,
Yeah, this is crazy. When I say I have Israel and when I say I have Israel and Candace Owens fatigue syndrome, I am not joking. John Fetterman was with Jon Stewart, and then John Fetterman said he can agree with Democrat on anything except Israel. That's crazy. So here.
you could agree with them 90%, but Israel is the red line.
Absolutely. Israel for me. Like I can't ever turn my back to Israel after where it's at.
So, and I mean no disrespect on this, but that is not our country. You're saying that these candidates may have great ideas for our economy. They may want to do the exact same thing you want to do in terms of getting money out of politics. They may want to increase the social safety net. They may want to change the balance of power from capital back to labor. But if they don't agree with you on Israel, you don't want them in your party.
Well, I don't know who you're referencing to specifically.
No, I'm referencing what you just said.
Name
so in other words, Syed or AOC or Bernie Sanders, I assume you agree with a lot of what they say economically.
And what I'm saying is, like, if you are a DSA member, if you are a member of a specific political party, run under your own banner. And now I think Bill Maher said something very insightful. He said, you know, the DSA are colonizing the Democratic Party. So just be Democrats if you're going to run under the Democratic Party for that. Why have a DSA party for overall? So run on that, and you all understand.
It's just an organization. It's not, we have a two-party system. We don't, it's like the Freedom Caucus in the Republican Party. There are, you know, there's Randy Fine and Ogles and all these nutbags that are also part of an area, and Republicans, I'm sure, may not agree with all of them on all kinds of things. But there is no other party. I guess you could try it, but my point is, if you don't disagree with them on a lot of things, why not use some of that energy? And even like Mamdani in New York is DSA, but there are things in the DSA platform that he disagrees with. And I'm assuming there's probably things in the Democratic platform that you might disagree with, but you don't disavow the entire thing. You're literally saying we can all have discussions, except when it comes to Israel, which is not America. It seems like a weird line to draw.
Well, so then what?
I mean, Stewart is right. It's a weird line to draw. So they can agree with anything except Israel. Okay.
No, I don't think that's weird. I think what history demonstrates is that when people or a government or people turn their back to the Jewish community, things end really badly, and it's a dangerous.
Jewish community and Israel are not the same thing, brother man. They're not. That is not the same thing.
No. It's like, hey, it's like if I have to pick a.
Yeah. The Jewish community and Israel are not the same thing. When people are talking about Israel, they're talking about the IDF, the military, and what they're doing in the Middle East. That's who they're referring to. That's what Jon Stewart is referring to, not the Jewish community.
Aside for after 10/7 and after Iran, I'm always.
But whatever. So Benny Johnson tweeted 3 hours ago. He said, "Justin, U.S. Air Force is escorting multiple planes out of the restricted airspace above Bedminster, New Jersey, where President Trump is staying this weekend. Keep President Trump safe." What I will also say is, if you're a lefty or you're somebody who's a libertarian, or you have the right to question if Trump assassinations are real, because Trump has had like multiple assassination attempts, but the shooter has not managed to get him. Charlie Kirk, on the other hand, he had one assassination attempt on his life, and Tyler Robinson was successful. He killed Charlie Kirk with one bullet. So you have the right to question whether Trump assassination attempt is real or fake. If you're a lefty or you're a libertarian or whatever. Now the differences between Tyler Robinson and what is his name? Thomas Crook, the person who tried to take out Trump and who grazes here. People already detected Thomas Crook, and the police was closing out on him. But Tyler Robinson, he had all the time in the world. He picked up his spot from 200 yards, and he one-shot Charlie Kirk. He one-shotted Charlie Kirk. Okay, I'm going to do one more tweet and I'm going to shut it down. So, retired Marine Joey Jones just nailed it on voter ID. If you can't handle proving you're a citizen, I don't give a damn if you don't vote again. because I don't care what you have to say. If that means our elitists, I really don't care. And if you're a politician and those are the people you're advocating for, I really hope you lose too. If you are going to be in the greatest and most prosperous country in the world, you should want to take part of it and give a little to do it. JFK said, don't ask what your country can do, but ask what you can do for your country. You can find birth certificates and go get a free idea to vote. That is what you can do for your country. Pass the Save America Act. Do you firmly support this? I mean, yes, I firmly support this. And I got the right to vote if I want to, but I won't be voting. I will not be voting this November. Okay, so one more. So this is like a 41-second clip.
You should people. If you ain't got what it takes to go get the right documentation to show that you're a citizen, if voting doesn't matter any more to you than that, I don't give a damn if you ever vote again, because I don't care what you have to say. And if that's mean or elitist or whatever, I really don't care. And if you're a politician and those are the people you're advocating for, I really hope you lose too. Because if you're going to be in the greatest and most prosperous country in the world, you should want to take part in it and give a little to do it. I mean, what was it, JFK? Don't ask what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. You can find your birth certificate and go get a free ID to vote. That's what you can do for your country.
Amen.
If you ain't got...
Okay. So I am ending the stream now. I'm shutting it down. Shutting it down.
Do the shut it down. Do the shut it down. Spin that little